Deputy Ambassador of Netherlands, Mr. Alex Pielan, Chairman of MFS, and Humayun Zubair, MD of MFS, of course, Sayyid Asif Mahmood Sahab and Sayyid Musa Alvi. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to be here on an occasion where a new service industry is coming into existence, and the fact that it has been said that not only the fact that these turbines need servicing, but servicing for two purposes, is to reduce the downtime and also to be able to increase the efficiency of the turbines. Since we were students in college, we always talked about the efficiency of production, the amount of energy consumed in running a turbine, and the amount of efficiency it delivered. It was never more than 30 or 40%, but I believe with increasing know-how and increasing technology, I'm sure it has gone to about 60%, but I don't think it will ever go to 90% or something like that. But anyhow, it is a welcome change that in Pakistan a service industry can be established which will be able to service also other countries in the region. So Pakistan being a hub, and one of the reasons Pakistan aspires to be a hub in a number of such industries is because of the huge youth bulk which Pakistan has, which is being gradually channeled towards science, technology, engineering and mathematics as fields which the world needs desperately. The world needs desperately because of the amount of data, the amount of input going into servicing this world is huge, and therefore manpower and the development of human resources is also important. So I take it with pleasure the fact that in the first phase MFS, whom I congratulate for coming into Pakistan, will develop a human resource for their own purposes, but then of course, as Mr. Pielan mentioned that he joined General Electric, and then that became a jumping board for other ventures. There have been very good industries in Pakistan, and a lot of people from Karachi will remember the contribution Siemens had in developing engineers and developing huge plants, the motor industry, the servicing of the motor industry, etc., etc. So all these investments into Pakistan then develops our focus, which is a desperate focus today, to provide skills to our manpower, to provide education at the lowest levels, to provide education at the higher levels. Unless there is education, all efforts to industrialize a country or innovatively to make it IT efficient, all efforts will go waste. So therefore, our major effort is in this direction. However, let me tell you, as far as energy is concerned, of course, we would like to go quickly into renewables. But renewables, except for water and hydroelectricity, renewables like wind power and solar power are not 24-hour round-the-clock producers. So therefore, the baseline energy is supplied by thermals. Thermal energy based on either coal or oil, and that is why that baseline has to be there, so that during the night energy could still be supplied when the solar and wind power may be not available. Of course, wind power can be available in the night also, but solar power is not. So the mix of energy production is thermal, of course, coal or gas or oil. Then there is water, of course, hydroelectricity, which Pakistan has a tremendous potential. And from what I read continuously, it has a potential of producing 50,000 watts from water. Although the simultaneous justification for dams is not there anymore. In fact, dams we had a two-pronged need for dams to store water and to produce electricity. But dams are justified to store water today, but dams are not justified because a huge footprint on the environment are not justified for power alone. So, but the potential is there in Pakistan to run of the water projects do go on, and besides that, much more can be handled. The other possibility, which I think Karachi Electric is still using part of that, is the nuclear energy. The problem with nuclear energy is there also, although its huge investment cost to start working in that area is there, but at the same time there are two other areas where nuclear plants present a problem. One is how to handle nuclear waste. That's very important, and the possibility of accidents. Though changes are coming in nuclear power, like the K2 and K3 plants of Karachi have been manufactured with new technology, and I think that will still be a cushion for us, as once the plant is manufactured, the expense, continuing expense is not as high. I must say that Pakistan occasionally works in a panic situation. And then what happens, and I would digress into Urdu to a number of people because sometimes my talk is televised. In a panic situation, जब हमें ये एहसास हुआ कि बिजली की शदीद क़िल्लत का इम्कान है, तो हम बेचैनी से मार्केट में पहुंच गए, और मार्केट के अंदर हमने जिस भाव टमाटर मिल रहा था, ये जिस भाव जो भी चीज़ मिल रही थी, इंक्लूडिंग द फैक्ट कि हमें जिस भाव इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के वादे मिल रहे थे, वो हमने उस भाव ख़रीद लिए। गलती की, जो कुछ भी किया, या कमीशंस खाए, मगर बार बार इंटरनेशनली अभी एक रिपोर्ट पब्लिश हुई है जो मेरे लिए अफसुर्दगी का बायस है कि हमने वो डील्स की जिसके अंदर कोई काम भी ना हो तो 20-20 साल तक हम उनको ना काम करने पर भी पैसे दें, और रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी तो दुनिया भर के अंदर समझी जाती है, चलो ख़तरनाक मुल्क था तो 4% ऐड हो जाए, 5% ऐड हो जाए, ऐसा नहीं कि रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी इतनी बढ़े कि जी हम सिर्फ उसके पैसे ही देते रहें और परेशान रहें। तो आज भी हमारी परेशानी का एक बहुत बड़ा अंसर इस बात का है कि उस पैनिक में एक तो सही तरह से प्लानिंग नहीं करते अपने मुतालिक। ऐसा भी ज़माना आया कि हमारे यहाँ इंजीनियर्स और डॉक्टर्स की इतनी बहुतात थी कि हम उनको अपने मुल्क के अंदर नौकरी भी नहीं दे सकते थे। हमने खूब एक्सपोर्ट किया, सारा ब्रेन ड्रेन पाकिस्तान का जो है वो बाहर दुनिया के अंदर हमने भेज दिया है। तो ये सारी चीज़ें पुअर प्लानिंग है। और लेट मी कंग्रेचुलेट नेदरलैंड्स बिकॉज रिसेंटली आई वाज डिस्कसिंग विद द प्राइम मिनिस्टर, इन फैक्ट ही एक्सचेंज सम इंफॉर्मेशन दैट नेदरलैंड्स is one of the top producers of agri products in the world. This is remarkable. It's a small country, probably 1/3 of Pakistan in area, or maybe 1/4 of Pakistan in area, smaller than that, even smaller than that. And it has managed, the country put up dikes, put up dams to prevent water from coming into low-lying areas, from which tremendous expertise. And I was reading a recent article that for all this, the culture is of consensus, because it bothers everybody, and therefore Netherlands has developed a culture of consensus between people to be able to handle that. And to be such a small country and become the second or the third largest producer for agri products, there's a lot we can learn. There's a lot. We have a huge youth bulge, and we have a huge capacity, because these issues in the world have to be handled. The fact that we need to produce agricultural goods to feed the world is an unfortunate fact, because we have enough to feed our weapon systems, and we have destroyed areas and countries, devastated millions of people, killed millions in this process, but we have not spent as much. Even the war in Afghanistan, the proposed dollars, the estimation is about 2.1 trillion. That should be more than enough to wipe the needs of poverty and the ability to feed humanity in one go. But that didn't happen. That means humanity does not make good decisions. Humanity does not make good decisions. Vested interests can make good decisions in a short-sighted manner for countries, but in the long run it destroys humanity. So keeping that in mind, the global footprint of mankind is devastating the earth itself, but again, MFS comes into the picture in increasing in efficiency, therefore requiring less fuel to turn the turbines, and all areas of efficiency which we can look upon, conservation of electricity by itself. But we are paying very high costs of electricity, and I am sure with better planning, the systems, all our systems will improve. But I think that has been a good lesson for all of us. Poor planning should not be a part of government, especially governments like us who need good resources for a huge population. But thank you, MFS, for starting to develop an industry in which Pakistan can acquire a unique position in the region. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.